20 fighting machines. In a fearsome knockout competition. Last week, there were seismic shocks as both Impulse and Fury crashed out of the competition. Proof that nobody is safe in the arena. Will there be more shocks this week? Time to find out on Robot Rumble. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Robot Rumble. After the shocks and surprises from last week, we are under no illusion that any machine is safe or guaranteed a place in the knockout round. There are only 2 automatic places remaining, and tonight, 4 machines will fight for one of those places. Let's meet them, shall we?
From California, Bite Force!
Newcomers last time, they had a very respectable season, beating defending champs Fury in the group, before eventually finishing 4th overall after being dumped into the pit by Minotaur in the 3rd place playoff. The team, ever the perfectionists, are not happy with that though, and are targeting at least a top 3 finish, if not the championship itself. I think Bite Force are more than capable of achieving that.
From California, Tombstone!
Tombstone has always been a robot capable of dealing out massive hits. It did so last season in its group, especially against Sharkbite, who they dismantled with consummate ease. However, come the knockout round, Tombstone always seems to falter. They've never made it past the top 8, and their defeat against eventual runners-up Royal Pain was a brutal landslide. Still, a new season is upon us, and you can never count out that fearsome bar spinner. Let's just hope they get some opponents they can get stuck into.
From Manchester, Tarantula!
A new machine from a recognisable team. They brought the Spider last time, which while impressive is not the most stable of combat robots, falling over in all 3 of its appearances and going home with an 0-3 record. This new machine, however, is much better. A more stable base and stronger legs should mean they can really take the fight to their opponents. Mind you, unless those guns can really shoot their opponents, I still think they're going to struggle.
From Northampton, Can Opener!
Can Opener, a newcomer to Robot Rumble, brings our first ever instance of crushing jaws to the competition. The idea of this weapon is to grab hold of opponents and shove them into the pit of oblivion. That's all well and good, but with a weak drive system, Can Opener may not have the ability to actually push their opponents into the pit. So, those are our machines fighting this week. A nice mix of newcomer and old favourite. Our first round will see Can Opener get to grips with Bite Force, but first, Tombstone versus Tarantula in a terrifying tussle.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So, Tombstone has never failed to make it out of the group. Spider, or Tarantula in this case, has never won a fight. The team here bringing a brand new machine that looks fantastic, well engineered, and Tombstone is now stuck on the floor. Tarantula, that was your chance. I'm going to keep calling it the Spider throughout this match, really. I'm still getting to grips with the naming change, and they've been rolled over. The Tarantula turned turtle. Tombstone not even using the blade, rolling over Tarantula. And have they got a Shremek? No, they haven't, but I don't think it really matters. Look, they're actually crawling along the arena floor. Making my skin crawl. Looking at those legs. Well, they've not solved the top heaviness. We thought they had. They can run both ways up though. We found out that Tarantula is invertible, which means they're still in the match. The judges haven't counted them out yet. So it's all up to Tombstone. He's got to finish the job, and they're not really built for pushing. They've really not even fired up the blade in this match. It's been very, very easy for the Californian machine, who will be looking to go far in this competition. And they're doing well, getting off to a great start here, shoving the Tarantula back into the hole whence it came. 3 points for Tombstone.
Cease.
Tombstone barely having to break a sweat as they go top of the table here early on. It looks like it's going to be a long group for Tarantula. Bite Force and Can Opener next to tangle.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
I'm interested to see what Can Opener will bring to this Robot Rumble group with those grabbing claws. We've never seen a machine like it before, and uh-oh. I said I was interested in seeing what they'd bring. They actually got the claw stuck deep in there to the spinner of Bite Force, so it wasn't spinning freely, but that four-wheel drive of Bite Force, we've spoke about it before, and it was just too much for Can Opener, who looked a little bit weedy.
Cease.
Blink and you'd miss it. Bite Force wins in just 10 seconds as they join Tombstone at the summit. They'll battle soon for outright top spot, but first a chance to get some points on the board for Can Opener and Tarantula.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, this almost feels like these two teams' first battle. We haven't really seen much of either of them in the opening round, so it's time to find out what they're made of, and well, it looks like Tarantula's made of exactly the same stuff we thought it was. Top heavy and shunted over far too easily. Can Opener getting that drive in, getting in underneath, and bang, over go Tarantula. And it looks like Can Opener are going to pick up the points here, although the Tarantula is sort of limping away, crawling away in this corner down here. What a mess. Are they still mobile? Will the judges count them out? It looks like they've been placed perfectly on their side where they can't move. Can Opener's just caused damage to himself, but it doesn't matter because the 10-second counter is coming in. Tarantula, you have been useless. You've been worse than the spider.
Cease.
Can Opener move up to third, putting pressure on whoever loses the next fight, as Bite Force and Tombstone go head-to-head in a titanic clash of spinners.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
The headline fight of the evening, and you have to feel that whoever wins this will probably come out on top in the group and get that automatic spot in the knockout round. As both machines get ready here, Bite Force is not really spinning up its spinner. Tombstone trying to get up to speed as quickly as possible, trying to rip some panels off, but Bite Force is shoving Tombstone so close to the pit there, and the top panel came off. Bang, big slam, there goes the top panel, and then so close to the pit, and then the panel does indeed fall away, and now Tombstone is topless as another bit comes off there, and there's another bit of Bite Force that's sort of coming off. Looks like it's trying to take its shirt off as it's ramming Tombstone backwards as the two machines come away now, and oh, big slam, and there's a piece lying on the floor that came off Tombstone, I'm sure of, and they've been completely derobed. Have Tombstone, all the damage being caused here by Bite Force with that vertical spinner and that really strong wedge that's just deflecting the blows of that spinner, and in goes Tombstone into the pit. Deflected there. Tombstone drives forward here and bang, deflected, and then just on the edge of the pit and in.
Cease.
A massive result for Bite Force as they take command of the group with a match against Tarantula coming next. Tombstone and Can Opener find themselves in a must-win scenario, which we will see in just a little while, but first, that match between Bite Force and Tarantula.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, I don't want to be too cruel, but I don't hold out much hope for Tarantula here against Bite Force, who've been imperious so far, and they've rolled over the top, and they've been rolled over now, Tarantula. Exactly what's happened in every other fight. Within about 20 seconds of each fight starting, they've been turned turtle, and it's no difference here with Bite Force, who've just sat them on their back and given them a piggyback ride over to that far corner. They're still moving though, Tarantula. They're not beached like they were against Can Opener, but Bite Force has got the pushing power that the other two didn't, and they can do anything they want with this incy-wincy spider who has gone down the pit for the second time tonight. And just like that, Tarantula dumped out of the competition with 0 points.
Cease.
Bite Force qualify. Bite Force with an unassailable lead at the top of the tree, meaning that the equation for our final match is very simple. Winner qualifies for the runner-up rumble, loser goes home.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
So, the winner here will go to the runner-up rumble, the loser goes home. Neither robot particularly well driven right there at the start as the two machines collide, clash, and have actually got tangled together there as a piece of armour comes off of Can Opener. The two machines locked together in a deadly embrace. That's how they got stuck together there. Linked together. Stopping the spinner there, Can Opener. Not a bad job from them so far, the Newcomers, as the panel has been ripped off. That'll be points there for Tombstone as the two machines continue to be locked together. They're separated now. Both looking very good, very movable so far. Can Opener need to get those jaws back into position and then shove Tombstone down the pit. They're caught together there and just away. Oh, they've gotten in there behind Tombstone. They've got a nice grab there. Can Opener really controlling this fight, actually. Tombstone might have caused them more damage, but definitely the control going to Can Opener. Aggression about even, I'd say, as the two machines hit each other again, and they're really close to the pit, and they're still really close, and oh, Can Opener's driven in. Look at that, they actually got a hold of Tombstone there, and they were pulling them, and then, oh, they just drove in. They just got too excited. They thought they still had hold of them. Well, it was a good fight there from Can Opener, but they are out.
Cease.
Tombstone in the runner-up rumble and all causing extra damage there. Naughty Tombstone. But you are through to the runner-up rumble. You can spin to win. Well, there you have it. After all the shocks and surprises of the last few weeks, a fairly standard group for us here on this week's Robot Rumble. Tombstone joins Rotator, Minotaur and Brenda in the runner-up rumble, while we have our first official fight of the knockout bracket. We know that Bite Force will now be taking on Duck in what looks like a blockbuster of a quarter-final. That's all we have time for this week, but join us next week as our final group plays out. Until then, ta-ta.